Hey family, welcome to another segment of What's Your Issue with myself, Bernice.
And Oneishea.
And today, guys, we have a very interesting topic on...
Aren't all our topics interesting though?
They are interesting to me.
That's what I think. Today...
Question!
Well, you said... Okay, guys, today, I was... Anyways, whatever. So guys, today we're going to talk about cheating, and we've talked a little bit about that before on the channel.
Very popular topic.
Yeah, but a lot of people have requested like different conversations around cheating in different ways, you know, and it's like, oh, okay, sure. So I was on the internet and...
Nisha forever be on the internet now.
And I came across this question and I put it on Instagram. I did a little poll and I got some response. And so it was, could you overlook cheating? And so...
Could you?
Well...
Do you want to?
Yeah.
Is it something you even want to consider?
Should you?
No.
I don't know.
I don't think so.
But 40... Let me see. Let me give you guys the numbers. So 58% of people said no. And the rest says it depends. No one said yes. And then they provide, people provide their explanation, right? And so, I got to thinking, and I'm like, let's really
let's talk about it.
So, could you, if someone you are in a relationship with has cheated on you, mind you guys made a commitment, you're together, okay? And that person has cheated on you, and now you found out about it, and you're in the space now where you have to deal with it. So, could you overlook it?
Okay, so I'm gonna speak from experience of being somebody who has been cheated on. Who I know, such a shock. Like I always say to Nisha, if Halle Berry can get cheated on, the rest of us are not safe. Yeah, but anyways, for me personally, Nisha, in my experience, no, not anymore. But then I'm also thinking it depends on the person.
So we're hitting heavily with it depends. Here.
Yeah, we are, because it's not something that, Nisha, I want to repeat by opening the doors and saying, yeah, you cheated on me once. So let's try to work it out. You know what I mean? Because based off of my experience. However, depending on the guy too and how he told me about it and what transpired, it just depends, Nisha. But for now, my stance is no. It's not something that I want to revisit because I have lived it and it does open up for more cheating. And then having the person think it's okay.
Right.
Right? What about you? Guys, I have a laugh.
It's... Why are you laughing?
I have to laugh.
Okay. Could I overlook it? I can't overlook it. I think that if I am with someone who has cheated on me, it's gonna be a problem.
Yeah.
I'm not the type of person who is going to be able to justify that action.
Yeah.
And even if there are valid reasons, let's say for example, we're in a long distance relationship and we aren't seeing each other as often and people are horny and they want to go and have sex, and that's okay.
But you can make arrangements with that though.
Right, but it depends. Let's say you're far away, you're airplane away, right? And you're not, and maybe resource-wise, you don't have the money to be just jumping on a plane or whatnot. There's circumstances that you could say, okay, this is a reason.
Yes.
It's kind of valid.
Yeah.
Right? We could take this cheating with a grain of salt.
So, yeah.
But for me, it all comes down to the same thing.
Yeah.
Right? And I think that we can all say that when a person, there's a level of dissatisfaction that's connected to cheating.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's either you're dissatisfied with yourself or you're dissatisfied with the nature of your relationship.
Yeah.
And so when you then, whatever that dissatisfaction is, you go and you seek that type of fulfillment in somebody else.
Yeah.
The other person, whatever the understanding is, a betrayal is still a betrayal.
Yeah, it is. I agree with you
and
completely.
So for me specifically, while I'm sure there are many people who can justify their spouse or partner cheating, and they can, overlook it, and say, okay, this is how we're going to do what we're going to do.
Yeah, definitely.
I am just not at that level yet. Like, God is still working on me. And
I'm glad you're able to own it.
And like, I'm not at that form. I'm not there yet where I can be one of those persons who can be like, I understand this is the reason why he went and slept with this person. Yeah. And I'm gonna forgive him and move forward.
Yeah, definitely.
But that being said, like, I understand that, like, everyone's different.
Yeah, that's true.
Different stages, right?
That's
like
true.
If you are married and have kids, and there's like a financial responsibility. There's all lot of things that are involved. You can't just pick up like someone who doesn't have that type of responsibility.
Definitely.
Fuck this shit.
I'm gone.
Exactly. You kind of have to like be more thoughtful in your reaction.
Yeah,
you kind of have to like plan things out.
Yeah, Nisha, it's
you
true.
can't just like
up and leave.
Yeah, you don't. Not everyone has the luxury to be like, well, he cheated on me and
deuces.
Right. So I
true.
totally understand that everyone's circumstance is different. Yeah. And given that your circumstance is different, I do think though, like, if your partner has like betrayed you, has cheated on you, we're all of the age now. Well, I mean, we're not all of the age, but you might be like, it's widely understood that if a person is going to cheat on you, they're gonna cheat on you.
Again,
there's nothing you can do to prevent it. You know
Absolutely
what I mean?
Nothing.
And so you're really gonna be in the position where you're gonna be like, do I really want to do this?
Exactly, Nisha. Yeah. Again, if you're in that situation where this is the second time happening, right? And then that's where it's like, how long are you going to continue to allow this type of deceit, or what's it called? I'm looking for a different word to just make it a bit more. But anyways, like how long are you going to put up with this type of nonsense before you actually start to value yourself? Because the more you allow the cheating, okay, I'm going to forgive them, regardless of the circumstances. Yes, you may have children, Nisha, with them, or let's focus on that for instance. Like, there's a lot of married people or people in relationships who have children, right? And like you were saying, it is very hard to leave, but like, at what point do you call it quits, Nisha? When you have to think about what it's doing to your self-esteem, how it's impacting and manifesting itself through like your interactions with your children, your friends, your own aspirations, right? So I feel like at some point, like, the cheating thing needs to you just need to draw your boundaries, regardless of whatever situations are involved, like whether it be children or whatever. You do need to value yourself, because then you won't be good for anybody around you. Right.
But like, what if the person who cheats, right, they said, well, it was just a one-time thing. Like, could you overlook that in the sense that it happened once, they were probably in a moment of weakness, there were lots of other things happening in your relationship that could maybe like propel them to consider, making me think here, because to consider being with somebody else, because I don't think it's just something you can just automatically say, no, I'm never going to be with somebody who cheated on me, or yes, or whatever. I think that there has to be other. It is complex, Anisha. You're definitely right about that. I think for me to answer your question, what would really prompt me to really consider giving the person a second chance, especially now in this new journey that I'm in, it would be based on how the person has treated me, Nisha, throughout the relationship. Okay. Right? So, yes, like you said, people do make mistakes. Sometimes, we all have moments of weaknesses, right? However, for me, I would really have to sit down with myself, as you would say, and really go through the process of understanding, like, okay, this person, despite the situation, throughout our relationship, how has he been to me? Like, you know what I mean? And then I will go through it, a fine tooth comb or whatever they call it, and then assess it from there, Nisha, and then sit down and be like, emotionally too, right? What I would really consider is, even if I forgive you, am I going to beating you up and then hurting myself in the end? Because mentally, in order for you to forgive that person, to really want to truly reconcile, right? You have to have made peace with yourself internally, right? To really be like looking at Nisha, if I were Nisha's man, to be like, yeah, Nisha, like, I really do, or I am going to give you another chance. Let's just say if Nisha cheated on me or whatever, just speaking. Well, if I cheated, you would never know.
Pay attention, folks. Pay attention. Like, you know what I'm saying, Nisha? Like, just using that example, I would really have to sit down and really think, like, were you good to me? You know, so for me, that would be where I would sit down, Nisha, and maybe give it a second thought of possibly giving you a chance. What about you?
Oh, God.
I don't like your smile. I don't like the smile.
You know, for me, like, you guys know, okay, Bernice, you're my friend. You know how I feel when people have betrayed my trust.
Yes.
Like, I have very hard lines around betrayal.
Cutthroat.
I do.
But don't get me wrong. As much as Nisha's saying that she is cutthroat, but she does give you chances. That's the thing.
Right. Like, I'm very thoughtful in terms of how I do. Yeah. Thank you. And so, but I do have very hard lines around betrayal. And I do recognize that, like, while there might be, is it extenuating circumstances? You know, like, while there might be certain, you know, a betrayal is a betrayal. I think that, could I, in the event, I don't know under what circumstances I would be able to overlook it. I'm just going to say
that's fair. But that's fair though, Nisha. That's fair.
But I think that if you are with someone who has cheated on you consistently and you're dependent on them in any way, it is time for you to start making some plans to get some independence around whatever your dependency is. So you could start moving away from the situation. Because ultimately, it doesn't matter how much a person, like, loves you, right? Like, it's gonna beat down on you when they've embarrassed you and disrespect you over and over again, right? Especially publicly, and even if it is privately, like, it's gonna be hard for you
still hurtful.
To put up a facade and pretend and you know, project the image that everybody expects, right? It's gonna eat at you. So I do think that whatever the circumstances is, and if you're in that situation, whether you choose to overlook it or not, that's your own personal reasons.
I agree.
But you can't, it's not healthy for anybody to be with somebody who constantly disrespects them, deceives them, and then just expect them to take it. Because how people treat you the way you allow them to treat you. Right? And what I mean by that is, Bernice and I are friends. And if Bernice does things like that I don't like and I don't say anything about it, she's going to do those things because she might not realize that I don't like them. Or she might be so
that's so true.
caught up in what she wants, she's not thinking about me, right? And so until I say to her, hey, I don't like that, this is how this makes me feel, she's not going to make any effort to change. And if I tell her that I don't like those things and she continues to do, then that's actually telling me that she doesn't care.
And that's
and the relationship we have is not, is the relationship I want from her is not the relationship I'm getting from her. You know? And
honestly, Nisha, that analogy, that's perfect, because that's the same thing as in being in a relationship with a male or female, like, right? Exactly what Nisha said. So you have to take into account in terms of what you're allowing and making it clear to certain people how their actions are making you feel, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, Nisha's right.
Yeah, so, you know, like, obviously recognizing that it's a hard one for some people. For other people, it is not hard.
No, for us, we're on the complicated side.
Right. You know, like, and two, like, some people can just pick up and go. They'd be like, yeah, well, you know, I wasn't that emotionally invested
anyway, you know?
So,
And some people, Nisha, have just reached a point in their life where the moment you cheat, done.
You're done.
There is no, I'm gonna consider how they were, like I would do, like, where, I'm just saying that for now, guys. But
when the time comes,
we'll revisit this topic and I'll let you know how I reacted. But you know what I mean? Just because I'm like, honestly, Nisha, I'm really thinking about it now. And I'm like, do I really wanna even sit there? And because yes, to give that second chance, but then I'm allowing you to think that it's okay, like, because you cheated and I was like, oh, so and so, it's okay because you were really good to me here and there.
But you know what? I find that even worse.
It is, Nisha. Now that I'm really reflecting on it,
you were so good to me, and then you did this.
That I should.
No, it's gonna hurt me more.
Yeah, Nisha. I'm like,
I'll be like, well, he was a jackass anyway. I should have seen this coming. But when you don't see it coming, it's worse.
Now that I'm actually reflecting on it, guys. I think I'm just gonna take the stance of I'll let you guys know once. Because I don't think that analogy or that perspective that I was going with would do me justice either, Nisha, because I am opening the doors for you to be like, yeah, she's gonna forgive me, and you know what I'm saying.
So accidentally fall into another.
Accidentally.
Yeah, because people be always saying like oh, you know, it was a weak moment.
Yeah.
Oh, you know, like they didn't have any self-control.
Yeah.
Like it just happened to them. Like you didn't intentionally sit there and plan and connive and figure out how you're gonna do it without my knowledge.
Exactly.
Honestly,
There's a lot of thought and planning that goes into cheating, guys. So,
you know,
yeah, the intentions was there. Yeah, Nisha, you're right. I think I'll just retract back on what I said earlier and just be of the mindset of no, because I really do need to consider myself and the type of message that I'm sending you.
Right.
Because if I can abstain from cheating, you need to do the exact same thing. So,
right. And if we're in like, I mean, come on, like we're in a relationship, we're adults, everybody's talking about communication, and then why are we communicating about that?
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
exactly.
So
I agree.
You know, do you? Right? Like, honestly, it's your life and you're going to have to be the one to deal with the consequence. But I do say that if you're in a situation where this is normal, it's not a healthy place to be. You can't, really you can't genuinely look at yourself and be like, oh, I'm happy. All my needs are met, you know, and like, I'm well taken care of. Because there has to be a level of dissatisfaction there.
Yeah,
right?
definitely.
So
I agree.
That's our opinion on this. What are your opinions? Share it with us in the comments below.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.
Okay, bye guys.
Bye guys.